Hello everybody, what is up? Prof Toast here. As you can see, today we got a new unboxing. This time we're going to be unboxing the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra and the Galaxy Buds 4 Pro. So this is pretty cool because these actually don't even come out officially until the 11th, but UPS was nice enough and luckily got this delivered on the 9th. So definitely pretty exciting. Of course, you guys will be seeing this on the 10th, the day before release. So definitely super excited because yeah, I haven't updated my phone since the Galaxy S23 Ultra. So this will definitely be a nice, pretty cool little update. So yeah, of course, we're gonna go do like we usually do. We'll start off with the unboxing of both of these. I'm not gonna fully set it up because I still gotta do a whole smart transfer and all that. But yeah, we'll do the basic unboxing, see how it looks, do some comparisons with the S23 and the new one. And then probably not this Saturday, but the Saturday after, we'll actually have a full review and I'll let you guys know what my initial thoughts are and what I think of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so first we're going to be starting off with the S26 Ultra itself. Of course, I got this in the Cobalt Violet because that was already one of the colors that even when the colors were leaked, it kind of caught my eye right away. And of course, it ended up being the main one. My wife actually got the sky blue looking color, so definitely pretty cool. But let's go ahead. They have our little pull tabs that make it easy to open right here. Get both of these pulled. And of course, the unveiling. Boom, right here. As you can see, definitely a nice, cool color. Because yeah, my last one was more of like an army green, so this is a cool little change to this nice cobalt violet color. So definitely pretty nice. So of course, go ahead and take this out of the box right here. Of course, we got our screen peel. Oh yeah, always satisfying on a new phone. So yeah, of course the biggest feature of here is the privacy screen. Of course, the new motion lock mode on the cameras. And like I said, I like the little bump that they have on here. Definitely, at least it doesn't look like kind of like the same as the previous generations, but yeah, definitely looks super nice. And of course, yeah, this will be my first time since Samsung's actually switched away from the edge screen. This will be my first time actually using more of a flat screen in quite a long time actually, but yeah, definitely pretty cool. But of course, we get our usuals that are in the box. So of course, we get it looks to be our semi-ejector tool right here. And of course, we get our USB C-to-C charging cable, which I gotta double check because I got the new 60-watt charger, so I'm curious if this one actually fully outputs that or if it's one of those ones where you gotta get like a little bit stronger of a cable. But that I'll go ahead and check later, and that will be in the review. But yeah, so definitely pretty cool. Like I said, definitely crazy how thin these boxes have gotten nowadays, just because like back then they used to pack so much in there, like between basically the charging brick and headphones, and now it's just like here's your USB-C cable and a phone. But we'll go ahead, move these over to the side, and we got our Galaxy Buds 4 Pro right here. So these are definitely pretty cool because yeah, I've been using the Galaxy Buds FE just because those ones have done a really good job at staying in my ear, been great for workouts or using at work. So definitely kind of excited to try this out because of Samsung's promotion where you pre-reserved, I got the $30 plus even if you didn't trade in anything, they gave you another $150. So these were actually only $44 at checkout. So definitely pretty cool. I got a pair of white ones for my wife, of course. But let's go ahead, unbox this real quick. Of course, this also has our same two little pull tabs, and we just pull up right here. Of course, we got a nice little, paper wrap around here. Like I said, I thought these looked a little thicker, at least on videos before, but honestly, these aren't too bad. Like I said, it's definitely going to be new having that clear top, but of course I am going to be putting a case on this. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But yeah, so definitely pretty cool. These are nice because they got the little part that goes in the ear, and these also have the new little tip right here. So yeah, definitely pretty cool. I know the last year's one looked really close to, the AirPods? So these ones at least look a little bit more differentiated between the two. But yeah, definitely pretty cool. You still got your magnetic hold, so they stay in there pretty good. But yeah, super excited to try these out. And of course, included in our box, I'm going to go ahead and assume they are going to be in here. And yes, of course, these are going to be all your different tips. So in case the ones included in it are too big or too small, you got these. And these are actually a little different. These looks like they have a little locking mechanism. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm used to just basically the straight up silicone. But yeah, this actually has a hard little ring around it. So that's definitely super nice. And of course we got our little filter in there, so that definitely helps a lot with like getting earwax or debris, because the first and second generation Galaxy Buds didn't have that. And in the wire mesh you can get like build-up in there, and sometimes it would kind of clog it. So definitely like that. It's a nice little feature and makes it easy to kind of clean and maintain them. Alright, and of course because we got our new phone, we got to get a new case for it. So this is by a brand called Ringkey. It's kind of a brand I discovered by accident for my S23 Ultra. As you can see, got my case I've been using for at least 2 years now. But it's one I just found on Amazon, decided to give it a try because it looked like it protected it pretty well, and like I said, it does super well. And honestly, it's only 20 bucks, so it's not bad. So this is our case right here. Of course, you get a little sticker from them. Of course, your little guide on how to put it on. But yeah, it's super nice. Has a nice raised edge for both the sensors and the main camera. And also one right here, so that way it can kind of just lay flat, and has like nice sides, so that way it protects your phone pretty well. But yeah, so of course, we got our... They also have like a nice little film on there, so that way it can stay without any scratches or scuffs, or at least until you're ready to use it. Of course, we'll get our phone right here. You can see it fits super snug in here. And look at that. So yeah, definitely looks super cool. Like I said, I like the look of these. They got, was it 2 different styles, the clear one. The other clear one just doesn't have these extra little bumpers right here. I kind of like this style. Of course, I realized that I unboxed it and didn't even take out the whole S Pen right here. So yeah, super cool. Fun thing is that you can actually, it'll go in either way, but if you put it in the opposite way, it'll kind of be sticking out a little bit right here. So usually I always kind of put mine in a specific way anyway, so it's not too big of a deal for me. But yeah, I don't know, pretty nice case. Like I said, it has a nice grip to it, a nice heft, and like I said, this, I dropped my other phone once, and this definitely picked it up pretty well. And of course you got all the cutouts for the microphones and everything, so yeah, definitely super cool. And of course for these, I always like to get a case for my Galaxy Buds no matter which ones I get, just because I've dropped these before, and I'd rather have the case get damaged than charger for the buds themselves get damaged. And of course the brand I use for the Galaxy Buds 4 Pro is Spigen. So this has been the brand I've always used for pretty much most of my Galaxy Buds since the Galaxy Buds Plus, I want to say. But yeah, I've been using these for the Pro 2s, the Galaxy Buds FE, then now these, and these have always been a pretty reliable brand. You get a belt clip, and like I said, they stay on pretty well. So go ahead, unbox this. And of course this one, you get our little ring right here, which is pretty nice. You get our top and bottom, and it looks like this year, usually they kind of just snapped on, but this year it looks like they give you a little adhesive thing that you put on. But essentially, looks like both sides have it, but once you put it on, it'll basically kind of go like this. And yeah, it'll make it a little thicker, but like I said, this is going to protect it from like a lot of scratches and everything. Like I said, definitely looks pretty good. So yeah, super excited to get this all put on. And of course, I got some screen protectors by ERS. I don't have them here now, but yeah, I'm going to try to put them on later, just because I haven't really been able to put screen protectors on, because like the curved screens always kind of had weird issues, and it was hard to find a decent one for it. So definitely pretty excited for that. I'll let you guys know how that looks and what the installation process was. But yeah, all in all, definitely excited to get this set up, start messing around with some of the camera features and all that. So one thing I almost forgot to mention is I was going to go ahead and do a little comparison between this one and the S23 Ultra that I'm upgrading from. So as you can see, I think for what tallness, it's about more or less the same. Then thickness, like I said, you can kind of tell a little bit. Like I said, the edges on the S23 Ultra are a little bit more, or the backside's a little bit more rounded, while this one is just pure flat. And like I said, this one on the sides you can definitely get fingerprints more, just because it's kind of like that glossy aluminum versus the brushed metal on this one. But yeah, I did miss out on the titanium back when they had, I think it was the 24 and 25 Ultra. But yeah, all in all, I do like the new look of this right here, so definitely super cool. And like I said, they kind of definitely switched the S Pen too, from being just in the corner to more of it on the edge, which honestly, not a bad look. Just yeah, you got to be careful which way you put the S Pen back in. But yeah, I have both had the same size battery, but like I said, I definitely got a little bit thinner and a little bit lighter with this one. And as for screen wise, I think the screen, what I can tell, looks like it's a little bit more wider on the S26 Ultra versus the 23. And I think size wise, it's just a tiny bit more. And even, of course you can't see from the light, but it looks like the bezels are definitely a little bit more thinner on this one. So definitely pretty cool. After this video, I'm going to be going ahead and doing the smart wire transfer and getting both of these set up. Alright, so that's about it for our unboxing today. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after, I should be having a review for these coming up. Like I said, it'll give me some time, of course, to go ahead and test out the S26 Ultra, mess around with the cameras, the new modes, get to mess around with the privacy screen protectors, see how that looks out in the daylight, and of course check out some of the new nighttime features on the cameras, because those are supposed to be improved, especially with the video, so that'll be cool to check out. And of course I got to test out the new Galaxy Buds 4 Pro, test these out, how they stay in your ear, how they work good for workouts, the noise canceling, and all that. I want to test out the translation feature, because that sounds like it'd be pretty cool to mess around with. But yeah, so I'll have a review coming up on that as well, so definitely look forward to that. But if you guys are new to this channel, consider subscribing to the channel, because we have a pretty good variety here on the channel. We do stuff from when I do get new stuff, we'll do tech unboxings and reviews. We do a lot of anime figure unboxings and setups and everything. Of course, we also have Let's Plays on either PS3 or retro games, or we're doing our current series right now, which is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core on the PS5. So if any of those things interest you at all, consider subscribing to the channel. But as always, I thank you guys for watching, and catch you guys later.